we like to talk plain English, so I'll start out with the legalese, if you will, the customary commitment or closing conditions. That's a mouthful. It took me a long time. If you go down to letter C there, underwriting or creditworthy conditions. Look at your screen. What we like to call property stuff and applicant stuff. For the most part, the customary commitment or closing conditions have to deal with the property. And you'll see a long list there of titles and acceptable property surveys and subordination agreements and title insurance having to do with the property. So remember property stuff. And then go to letter C, we're talking about the applicant, their debt to income, their loan to value, their you can see those things that PMI is required, verifications about them. Now, I'm going to stop on number 4 of C, a satisfactory appraisal. And you might think on the surface, I know I did when I first read this, an appraisal seems to be about the property. Well, it's true, it could be, but most of the time what we're doing is getting a value. And then we're seeing how much down payment they have, and we're deriving a loan to value. That's what I'm talking about when we list out the appraisal here. The idea is that it says, can they afford this? Kind of like the debt to income, the loan to value would be an applicant issue. Now, could the appraisal be a property issue? Sure, if it showed that there's lead-based paint, termites, if there's a hole in the roof, something like that, that's where the appraiser might show you that there is a property condition. So it could go either way, but think of this in this list that we have here as a applicant issue at the most part, right? Now, I want you to write down something, and it's not 100% true, but I think it's a pretty good rule of thumb, and it's this statement. HMDA wants to know how you treated the applicant. HMDA wants to know how you treated the applicant. Please write that down. HMDA wants to know how you treated the applicant. Yes, there are things about redlining, like that's a location issue. But for the most part, HMDA is about fair lending in the sense of their race, their sex, their ethnicity, and how you're treating them. And so it's all this data on debt to income and loan to values and property things that have to do with really them, not so much the property portion. And I'm going to show you that in just a minute where I'm getting at.